Welcome to the second part of our training, where I will take you through now creation of the of declarations under the IM7 regime. These are declarations that are destined to either bonded warehouses, EPZs, or MUBs. Now, one thing, we will go now to the module which is known as clearance. This is now for the clearing agents. We've got a module which is known as clearance. You click upon it. Now, in the clearance module, you'll realize that when you're making the IM7 declarations, you'll originally have to do what is known as a base document at the IM0 regime. This is basically what informs the other partner government agencies that of your intention to import a certain commodity, and if they are restricted by any other body of the government, they will be able to get permits on the single window platform. Now, the moment if there are any permits which are required, once they are granted on the country platform, you will get what is known as a UCR, and the IM0 will be approved, and you can now create your declaration now from the existing IM0. Now, we will go now to the field which is known as the declaration, and we will go now to the third sub-menu, which is known as create and import custom declaration from an IDF. So we had done an IM0 before, and there is a training now on for creating IM0s and within this platform. Okay, now you key in your IM0 number there, you search for it, you will get a result. Now on the result, the status should be IDF approved. Then you key in the customs office where you basically your consignment according to your airway bill or the BL, or even your documentation show that the consignment is in this particular facility, as in shed or CFS or even ICD. Now, in this case, we will clear this goods from Mombasa. And I'm going to clear it from Awanad. This is a CFS in the Mombasa. Then the declaration type is IM7, imports for warehousing. This is the regime. Now, in the case of the requested procedure, you will use either if it is for bonded warehouse, you will use the 70. If it's EPZ or MUB, you will use the 75. Okay. Now, for demonstration purposes, we will use bonded warehouse declarations, the 700 CPC. But basically, whatever I'm teaching here will also apply also for the EPZ and MUB facilities. Now we'll key in 70, and then the category in this case will be 700. Now, for the ones which, if you're doing an EPZ, you'd capture here 75, and here you put 751, and if you're an MUB, you'd put here 750. So let me go back, and we capture 700. Then you select this particular the result, and then you come here to this third button, which is known as display items. So you click the display items. That you will get now this particular IM0 had 2 items. We were bringing steel coils of various gauges. So I will select both because we have an importation for both of them. We intend to take them to a bonded facility. Now, the moment you click both, you come here and you click create. Now, it will populate now with, as you can see, it will bring the UCR number on here. And as you can see, the customs office and the station where you intend to, the goods are, has been indicated there. And this is the new entry number. It will bring in the details of the declaration, which include now the consignee, the consignor. And now the delivery terms in this case may change, because now in IM0 we had put, we were using a pro forma invoice. But now, since we are using a commercial invoice, now they may have changed. And the named place may probably be, yes, Avanad in this case. Now, the total amount, FOB amount invoiced, if the container you're picking directly from there. So the invoice, the amount in the invoice in this case remained the same as the pro forma, so it was still 50,000. And this is for purposes of, then now we go to movement. Movement, we capture what is known as the transport segment. So the transport segment is the country of last consignment. This was coming from Malaysia. The region of destination, this consignment is destined to Nairobi, which is country number 47. And the mode of transport at the border, this consignment has come through by sea. The place of loading was Malaysia, and it was a port in Malaysia known as Balik Pulau. Now, this for warehousing, this applies for all EPZs, bonded warehouses, and MUBs, and also transit go downs and trade transit facilities. This box 49 is very important. This is the box where you would actually indicate the location where the particular facility where these goods are intended to be warehoused or are destined to. Now, you will have a drop down of all the facilities. Now, if you know your facility, for example, now in my case, I'm going to use BJKA 472, which is a bonded warehouse. And the period in the facility now for bonded warehouses, the period is basically in days, it's around 365. 6 months. 6 months is basically 182 days. So I would key in there 182 or 180 days. And I would save this for purposes of moving to the next part. Now, the moment I am done with saving this, I go now to the item segment. On the item segment, I'll have there populated the HS code that was captured on the IM0, including the commercial description, which shows the particular item. We also have a tariff description on this end. So now we will key in the gross mass as per what was manifested. Now for this, there are two particular items in my declaration. So for the first one, the gross mass was 65,000 kgs. My net weight in this case, according to my invoice, is 64,120 kilograms. And the FOB at this time is still reading, for this particular item, is still reading 30,000 USD. Now, coming to the procedure, you'll see very clearly that it has indicated it is the CPC is 70.01.700, and it has brought in that the previous document is an IM0 document. Now we will come here now to the packages. Now, in this case, I'm bringing coils. So the package type is actually coils. The declared quantity in this case, this is the number of coils that have been brought, and this number actually exists in your either your bill of lading or your airway bill. Now, the number of packages for this would be according to the so my coils are 13. The max of the package now exists that this is now the gross weight should match whatever exists in these fields. So this is 65,000. And the unique line of package reference number, this will be given when you're getting your BL or airway bill. So in my case, it was 1. I save that detail. I save that particular detail. Then I can now go to the second item. I display. Now, the second item was also an item, but with a different gauge. So now I'll also indicate the gross weight for this as per my way bill, as per my bill of lading. My net weight in this case was 34,600, and the FOB was 20,000 USD for this particular item. These are still coils. The declared quantity here was 7. My max of the package, and this is 35,000, and the unique LP reference is still 1 in this case. But if it depends on whatever you actually get on your BL. Now, you need to make sure that you save at all points of this declaration. So the moment we have done this, we can now go back now to item number 1 so that I show you how that, so that I explain the next part. Now, at the item level, especially on item number 1, please make sure that you attach your commercial invoice and your packing list. So you will key in now your commercial invoice. The certificate serial number is AM111. And you upload using this button here. Now, this is for demonstration purposes, so I am using a picture, but in reality, you're supposed to use a commercial invoice and a packing list that you have gotten from either your supplier. And the other thing is that in ICMS, we take 2 file types. That's the JPG or the PDF file types. So you submit that and capture the next field, which is general, the packing list. So okay, and So the moment you have captured both this, you need to ensure that you save so that it will save the documents under our document management system. And now at this point is where now you can, now the probabilities you can also assess at this point. You can assess at item level, or you can just go back here to the general segment and then assess. Now, notice that I have not keyed in the manifest number. So the manifest is usually keyed in at this point. Now, this is the transport tab under the general segment. This is where you key in your summary declaration number. Now, in this case, this is my manifest number, and the bill code in this case is this. So the moment I key in my bill code, I search for the TDID. As you can see, it will bring automatically the details. And then now I can actually save the declaration. Now, in this case, now you will notice that at least now I have the data that I've captured. I've told you that this is for warehousing declarations. This is one of the most important fields. Now, if you are to key in a facility which is not licensed, or does not have a bond which is sufficient, a facility bond which is not sufficient, and I'm speaking in the case now for bonded warehouse and MUBs. Now, for demonstration purposes, before I register this declaration, I will show you what will happen if we, for example, key in a facility which does not have a valid bond, a valid license. So you will indulge me, I get a facility. So for this case, I'm going to use a facility whose license in the system is not yet is not active in the system, or the license does not exist in the system. Now we will save this, and then I will show you now the different error messages that you expect to find. Now the next part of this declaration is that you're supposed to key in the bonded warehouse number. I mean, no. Okay. The bond, the CB3 bond. Now the CB3 bond, this now depends on either if it is either owned by the clearing agent or the consignee. Now I have a bond here that is owned by the clearing agent. This is a CB3 bond. So this is what I will use to key in here. I'm sorry. Now it must be executed for it to be used at this point. And then now we use the save button again. Now, when you try to register this declaration, you will confirm that by registering this declaration, you establish an authentic legal document. Please verify. Then you click register. The tax assessment has been successful, but you have now gotten a message which indicates that the W2 interface license is not valid. Now, this will show you that the license for this facility is invalid. Now, there are cases whereby the license may be invalid or may be valid, but the bond may be insufficient. Now, in that case, you will actually get a message which indicates that the bond needs to be replenished. Yes, so those are the errors that you intended that you should get at this point. So let me now take you back so that now we can capture the licensed facility. Now, we remember that you should assess using this function. Okay, once the tax assessment is successful, now you may register your declaration. Now, one more thing I need to add is that at this point, you can also confirm the taxes that are payable. You can actually print the entry from this screen in draft form. In draft form, you can, as you can see, you can key it. You can see that it is in draft form, and you are able now to look at the taxes which were supposed to be payable. Now, if you see the word M on this screen, this just indicates that these are the taxes which have been bonded. And if you see the letter A, these are the taxes that you're supposed to pay in cash at this point. So let's go back here. And the same can be viewed from this assessment tab on the here. Now, the rest about the various fields can be seen on the introduction now to declarations, which is in a different session. But basically, for warehousing declarations, now for both EPZ, bonded warehouse, and MUB, now at this point this are the basics. You come here now, you click register. Now, if you receive this, it means that the transport document is locked, and probably because we had the consignment had been delayed from being entered. So after the transport document has been unlocked, now we can proceed with the actual parts of the declaration. Now we can confirm that the bond is available. The facility is also available. Now we can actually register our declaration. And as you can see, the declaration has now been registered. Now, at this point is when you click that button, and you generate now your e-slip to pay now the tax, which is the amount that is due. Now, this amount is supposed to be paid before the declaration is accepted by customs. So you use this reference number here to pay for the declaration. And as you can see, this is for sea cargo, you would pay MSS levy. The moment that is paid, your declaration now will move now from the status registered to risk assessed and probably under control, where now it will be available now for the verification officer now to act on your declaration. The verification officer at OurNet to handle your declaration. Now, thank you. I think I've taken you now through the capturing of the IM7 declarations. For the next session now, I will take you through the activities in a bonded facility, including how to view the expected cargo and what to do after it is received, and what happens to this declaration after a consignment is received into the bonded facility. Thank you.